So today I'm going to show you how to make fire cider, and I'm going to start with these onions. For whatever reason, I always start with the onions, and just going to start peeling these onions, chopping them up. This one, cut that end off. And so fire cider basically is onions, garlic, ginger, horseradish, cayenne in a solution of apple cider vinegar. And optionally, you can add honey at the end. To me, that's not really an option. I do it all the time. But you can also add other herbs. I'm going to add some rosemary today. Don't need to, but you can. You can add lemon peels and lots of different options. But the base recipe is about equal parts of onion, ginger, horseradish, and then cayenne to taste. And this is just rough chop. Okay, so as you can see, I'm done with the onions, and I've moved on to the ginger. And you might be able to tell that I am not peeling the ginger. It's really a pain peeling ginger, so what I do is I buy organic ginger so that I know that there's no pesticides or any of that sort of stuff on the outside, and so I just leave it whole. It's a little trick. I do pay extra to buy the organic ginger, but it saves a whole lot of work not having to peel it. Okay, so now here's the thing with the garlic. You can buy garlic and you can go through all the work of doing all of that, which is lovely. Or you could just buy these. That's a whole lot easier, don't you think? But the thing is, though, is that some of the active parts of the garlic that we want medicinally, how does this open? There you go, fancy. Some of the active parts of the garlic that we want only really activate when the garlic is crushed. And so what we're going to do is, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crush all this garlic. I'm just smashing it. I don't care. Doesn't need to be minced, anything like that. Just crushed. And I'm going to give it some time before putting it in. Just going to let it sit there a while so that those compounds can start doing their thing. Then I'm going to put it all in. And after I'm done with the garlic, I'll be back to process the horseradish. All right, so now what we're going to do, moving on to the horseradish. If you've never used horseradish before, it's pretty powerful stuff. I'm just going to sort of peel it like this, because I don't know if this is organic or not. But whatever, just peel it. And then I'm going to grate it and put it in that way. Alright, we'll get rid of this. I'm just going to put this on the grater and just mangle it, rough it up. See how fibrous that is? And my sinuses already, oh my gosh, just standing right above this and breathing this in. Onions typically don't make my eyes water, but let me tell you, whew, this is powerful stuff. That is crazy. Now the rest of this one I'm going to do that is outrageous. Okay, now that we're done with the horseradish, I've got this hottie mix. Now you want to be careful when you're handling habaneros. You especially do not want to be touching your eyeballs after touching habaneros. Now the recipe traditionally is more a little something like this. You take cayenne powder, which I'm going to do, and you season to taste. So there's some, okay, fine. But this year, I want to really kick this up. And so what we're going to do is put in all of these chilies. Now I'm going to keep this really simple. I'm just going to cut the end off of the habanero, quarter it, and put one per jar. There we go. And since there were 4 habaneros, I guess what I'll do is divide the other one and put that in there too. So put that one in there. And then just cut this one in half. Quarter it. 1, and 2. Now this pepper, I'm just going to cut off the end. I'm going to try to slice it down the middle. I'm leaving all the seeds in there. We want the heat. I'll put that in there. Just chop it roughly. Put that in there. That looks beautiful. I'll grab another one of them. Do the same thing. Right. Rough chop. Oh, that's beautiful. This is going to be gorgeous, really. But we need one more, so we'll pick that one. Cut off the end. Slice that down. Alright. Rough chop. Okay. Put that in the third one. And now, what I reckon these are jalapenos. Let's take that. I'm just gonna rough chop number 1. Number 2. Number 3. I guess we got 2 of these red guys. I don't know what they are, but they're going in. Cut it in half. Let's chop it up. half in that one, half in this one, half in that one. All right. I guess I get these peppers left over. I need to save some room for the last ingredient. This is an optional ingredient, rosemary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of those. That looks good. I'm just going to break it. Shove that in there. Shove that in there. Break it. Shove it in there. Shove it in there. Get all that rosemary goodness in there. Looks good. You know what? Now that we do have some more room, why not just put a whole pepper in each one? Why? Because we can. Just put a whole pepper. This last pepper I'll just cut into thirds. 1, 2, 3, and we are done with all that. Now, last thing we need to put in is the apple cider vinegar. So what I'm going to do, open these up, shake it up. This has got the mother in it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. There we go. And certainly we're going to need all three of these. So let's give this a go. Look at that. That's about perfect, isn't it? It's almost like I've done this before. Look at that. It's perfect. It's so perfect. Now, after I'm done making this, I'm going to let it sit for 6 weeks before I strain it out. And after I strain it out, it doesn't really matter that each of these jars isn't perfectly the same, because in the end I'm going to combine the liquid from all three jars into one big jar. So it's all going to get mixed up together in the end anyway. And there we go. 3 half-gallon jars with 3 quarts of apple cider vinegar. And that is looking pretty good. Now, a little thing here is I use these silicone lids because the vinegar is going to want to interact with the metal of a standard mason jar lid. And that's going to make it rust, and it's not what we're after here. So what I'm going to do is use these silicone lids. Get that on here. We're going to shake that up real good. Now, I do want to give you a little warning. If in a couple weeks you look at your bottle and it appears that there's something really weird growing in there, like maybe the garlic's turning a greenish blue, don't freak out. That's what happens. Your first time, you might be a little startled. Look at that. Some beautiful colors coming through there. And it's going to take a while for all this stuff to settle and shake. It's more important the first couple days, really, to you shake it up a lot so it gets all mixed up. But after 4 weeks, you could call it done, but really I think a good 6 weeks is better. And there we go. Now, in 6 weeks, we're going to do an unbottling video. I'm going to empty the bottles, strain the bottles. And I'm going to put the liquid back into these bottles. So, I think we're done for today. Stay tuned in 6 weeks for part 2. And as always, remember, what you put on or in your body is your responsibility. Thank you.